Oh yeah.
How are we doing, guys? Moose here, Season 3, Episode 7 of our West Ham United Career Mode. As we start things off, taking on new boys to the Premier League, Watford, but we're taking them on in the Capital One Cup. So we get to see a little bit of their team before we then have to go and face them in the Premier League. So it gives us a little bit of an advantage here, just being able to scope them out here. They come out in a 5-3-2, interestingly enough. So I always seem to find 5-at-the-back formations a little easier to play because they don't really offer much offensively, even though sometimes they are tougher to break down. But they don't have a huge midfield, which means it's pretty easy to keep possession. But Watford here, playing at home, come out really strong in the early on. Fabrini with a great chance, but a huge block by James Tompkins there to keep Watford out early in the early going. But Watford's next chance comes in the 43rd minute. A great block. Rebound falls to the Watford striker for S3E7 in front, but he just puts it wide, and luckily we escape. Henderson in goal for us as we kind of play a second squad here. Emre Can coming forward from left back and has a great chance. He smashes off the bar in our first real attempt on goal. Ravel Morrison then plays a beautiful ball over the top to Matty Jarvis. He has a shot, and it's a good save by the Watford keeper. So a couple of good chances here in the early going. Yedlin misplays the ball here. Eventually it falls to S3E7. He has a shot, and it's a really good save by Henderson to get up and palm it away. But the ensuing corner here in the 81st minute for Watford, played in by Pudil, looks for Hoban. We can't really clear it away. It stays with the Watford man. Hoban moves the ball around the top of the 18-yard box over to Kavlak here. Marked well. As you can see, our defense kind of hold and serve, but it's a good ball, and Henderson makes an absolute meal of it. The rebound is hit off the crossbar. We can't clear things away. And Josh McEachran, who we were linked with slightly earlier this season before bringing in the likes of Emre Can and Sven Bender, puts the ball in the back of the net in the 83rd minute to give Watford the surprising 1-0 lead, which you can't really say they didn't deserve. They had a couple of really good chances, but Sansone here with an absolutely ridiculous foul. He should have been red card. He basically kicks our youngster Maloney, who came on as a substitute, right in the neck. Should have been red card here in the 90th minute. Bradley trying to get the equalizer, and he just puts it inches over the bar. So close. But Bradley again here in the 90th minute. We are just trying to get forward. Maresca, one of our youth players who's looked really good. I'll tell you what, he's been probably my favorite youth player I brought up. He's been absolutely fantastic. But tries to play the ball and eventually wins a corner as his cross is blocked. He's going to get to take the corner, the young right winger. Plays it in. James Tompkins, level. 90th minute, we're going to extra time. Beautiful finish from Tompkins there. Great ball in. Kind of in no man's land for the keeper. He doesn't decide to come in and play it, but he allows Tompkins to get in with the head and give us the lead. But then a mess here as Watford in extra time. Pudil with a simple header as Henderson makes another mess of one here. Completely mistimes his jump at the ball. It flips over him, and Pudil with a simple header in the back of an empty net. But Maresca then playing a ball forward to Guardado, another of our youth players who's getting his first action here for the club. It's his first ever game in a West Ham shirt. Plays the ball in, looking for Joshua Gatt. Gatman strikes it home. We're back level at 2-2 in the 115th minute. It's a beautiful finish from Joshua Gatt to level things up at 2. Great finish. He seems to get into beautiful scoring positions for a lot of chances like this, does the Gatman. And then he comes in, nearly gets another chance here, has plenty of space, lays it back for Lacazette, who hits it first time, and it's a huge save by the keeper to keep things level at 2. It's a fantastic save. But later, a corner here, ball played into Tompkins, it falls to Guardado, and he gets his first goal for the club in what surely has to be the winner in the 120th minute of the match. It should have been an own goal, honestly. Take a look, he keeps it in fantastically, actually smashes it off the post, it hits the post, the goalkeeper, and goes in the back of the net. But he'll surely take that, claim it for his own, and a 3-2 victory as we put on so much pressure on Watford in the second half. You can see we bumped it up to 19 shots, even though Watford had the majority of the early highlights. We really played well, and Guardado, who actually came on as a substitute, wins man of the match. So fantastic play from him to get us forward in the Capital One Cup. So a great victory. And from there, we move forward to take on Liverpool at Anfield. Going to be a huge game for us. Our first real test in the Premier League. We haven't played anybody of huge note here in the early going here as we sit second in the table. Obviously just a point behind Man City, but we do have a game in hand on them, so any points here would then push us back ahead. But Liverpool coming out in the 4-3-3. You can see they have Witsel in midfield, which is huge for them. Barini playing up front with Sterling and Suso looking to attack us on the wings. We come out in a 4-1-2-2. Basically one of the strongest lines we can put out. Gat in the starting lineup instead of Sidney Sam is one of the only real notable changes. But Grenier with a great chance. Nice flick on from Andy Carroll. Allows Grenier to play forward. Sees the run on Lacazette. He's got plenty of space. Has a chance. And it's a huge save from Pepe Reina. Obviously, you'll know they sold Mignolet to Barcelona for, I think, £6 million in this past transfer window, which is okay for them because he hadn't been playing because they had Pepe Reina who came back from loan. And obviously, kind of like players who in FIFA go on loan in real life, they're on loan for a season, you know, the big name players. They never seem to sell them off, even though it's pretty clear the team doesn't want them. They never really sell them off, and because of that, they end up coming back to the team and taking over their position, like how Reina's taking his position back from Mignolet. But Lacazette with an absolute ton of chances here. We just can't seem to hit the net. Carroll, you saw, hit the post early on. Lacazette's had a couple chances either saved or he's missed the net on that huge chip. Joshua Gatton with an amazing run here. Should have scored. He left Pepe Reina stranded. A huge chance, but he just puts his shot wide. And Liverpool trying to make us pay. Barini linking up with Henderson. Good save from Adrian. He's able to smother the rebound as Liverpool trying to get back into it here at home. They played pretty well. We did hold possession, but Liverpool played well. Gat with a nice little feint and step over. Plays the ball to Andy Carroll, and his header just inches wide of the post. But Liverpool trying to draw first blood here. Raheem Sterling on the side. Plays it to Jordan Henderson, who seems to play fantastically against us. Finds the substitute Coutinho, and he smashes it in the back of the net. Leaves Adrian stranded. And the Reds take an early lead on us here. Or I should say a late lead here on us here in the 70th minute as Coutinho with a simple finish. We try to get back into it though. Andy Carroll makes some space for himself. Plays it back to Clement Grenier. Sees the run. Lacazette turns inside Daniel Agger. Makes some room for himself. Has a shot. Good save from Pepe Reina. Falls to Andy Carroll. He tries to play it back. Lacazette with a header from range. Just goes wide, so we can't draw that equalizer. And Liverpool put the nail in the coffin here. Iago Aspas plays it back to Jordan Henderson. His shot is saved, but Coutinho there for his second of the day, putting in the rebound. We couldn't do anything. Bit of a mess there as Adrian made the first save, but then kind of was clattered by a couple of his own guys and not able to get the block. And you'll see Bradley go over the top of him. He couldn't get back. No one could make the block. Simple finish from Coutinho. And that's 2-0, and arguably going to be the dagger from Liverpool. As you see, it's going to be tough for us to break them down. We haven't had a ton of chances. Trippier plays the ball back to Lacazette. He has a shot, and another chance from him that just goes wide. So Liverpool 2-0. I'll say it's away from home, so it's not a huge defeat here. But Liverpool haven't looked great to start the season off. But as you can see, 8 shots on target to our 3. They actually outshot us 15-12. So not a great game from us at all. Obviously, it's good to see that it's still going to be competitive this year. It's tough to pull out those victories. But obviously, we want to be turning things around, especially when we play a tough team like Liverpool with our first-rate side out, you know. So, but that said, Sven Bender wants to be in the team. Obviously, it's a Champions League match, Sven. This is what we brought you in for. You're going to be in the team. Don't worry about it, son. But our first home match of the Champions League group stage as we take on Bordeaux. So it should be a great game here. Obviously, as we take a look at the group here in the early going, Dortmund, West Ham, Bordeaux, and Basel all level on 1 point apiece. So really the most notable thing you see about our lineup there, Danny Ings in the starting lineup for Lacazette, who struggled, of course. Grenier not even in the lineup at all, not even in the match 18 because of fitness issues. This Bordeaux game came just 2 days after playing Liverpool, and obviously it's tough. Grenier he doesn't have great stamina. I think he's somewhere in the 60s stamina-wise. So if we have a game in quick succession, he's really usually not available to play. But Ings with an early chance here and a good save by the Bordeaux keeper, Guillaume, as we try and attack them early. And I'll tell you what, they were struggling. They could not get anything going here. Carroll, plenty of space, and another good save by the Bordeaux keeper, who arguably could have won man of the match. Although, I will say, James Tompkins was an absolute standout. I want to give him a shout because he was masterful. But Danny Ings, this is why he's in the lineup. What a stunner. He's got 6 goals in all competitions already this season. As you know, he really struggled for us last year before picking things up towards the end, and this is what we're looking for from him this year. An absolute smash. I love scoring goals off of corners when they play it out because it's just an absolute beauty to hit a smash like that. So early on, we take the 1-0 lead, which is huge for us because we want to pick up wins at home. That's really the main thing you need when you're playing in a group stage of a tournament. You want to win all your home games and then hopefully get a couple points from your away games, and you should be fine to go through. So if we can win all our home games, we will have no problem going through. And I have faith that we can do that, to be honest. I think we should beat Basel. I know we really outplayed them, even though we were the away team, and then we just absolutely smashed Bordeaux here. We were all over them, I'll tell you what. They do keep it close. It's only 1-0. Their goalie's playing absolutely fantastic, playing out of his mind, but we are just dominating. You can see the highlights are all us. Morrison plays the ball to Jarvis. Some great bit of passing play there, and another really nice save in the 45th minute on Jarvis. Then Luke Shaw ranging forward out on the left side. Plays the ball back in looking for Carroll. He hits it on the volley, and a great save by the keeper. Really nice chance from Randy Carroll. I'll tell you what, that would have been an absolute beauty. But Bordeaux finally trying to create something here. Braniak plays the ball from long range. He hits the post. Diabate then on the rebound trying to create something, but a nice tackle by Kieran Trippier to get things out. So Bordeaux's first real chance, and they play the ball off the post. Luckily for us to keep it 1-0. Ball play into Matt Jarvis. It falls to Danny Ings. He lays it off really nicely as Sven Bender has a shot, and it's inches wide of the post. Bender has scored some absolute crackers this season. I'll tell you what, he's hit him from range really nicely. Jarvis, look at that skill on the wings. Couple of little feints, plays the ball in, and Andy Carroll, the big man, gets his head on it for a beautiful finish in the 62nd minute. He's really struggled, to be honest, this year. I think we've scored a lot more goals with our feet this year, which is obviously more fun. It's beautiful football. That's what we're trying to play. But we have Carroll up front as well, which gives us that option, especially with guys like Jarvis and Sidney Sam on the wing who have the ability to play balls in to him. He just hasn't been getting in the right positions, hasn't been getting his head on the ball. But a huge win for us, 2-0 over Bordeaux. Ings and Carroll are 2 strikers with the goals, and look at the stats. 13 shots for us. They didn't even test Adrian. So obviously playing at home in front of the crowd, singing Bubbles so many times got us going. But man of the match was given to Luke Shaw. My man of the match was James Tompkins. So he's unbelievable. 9.5 you can see, and he was fantastic. So we're going to finish this episode up here with a youth squad report. Obviously the monthly thing. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And hope you guys have enjoyed seeing the Champions League as we hope to move forward. So can't wait to see you guys again in episode 8. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for future content, and we will see you then, guys. So, bye-bye.